Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be reacting to another video. Again, this one is recommended by you guys, so I appreciate the recommendation. This is Understanding European Soccer in 4 Simple Steps, a guide for Americans, or as everybody else in the world calls it, football. I'm going to hopefully learn a few things here. I know a decent amount about soccer, football. I've watched some games here, but one of the biggest things I don't understand is kind of how the league is structured in Europe and basically the rest of the world. The Champions League, all these different things, right? And it's all kind of confusing for me. So I'm hoping this video will give me some insight into all of that. But either way, if you guys like this video, please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, it is right down there, and hit that bell notification so you can stay tuned in on when I post my videos. If you like this video, the original video will be in the description so you can go check it out, but let's get started. Alright, Understanding European Soccer in 4 Simple Steps.
Welcome to Understanding Soccer in Europe in 4 Simple Steps, a guide for Americans. Although from the outside it may seem complex and confusing, to understand how soccer works in Europe, you really only need to know 4 things. Number 1. Each country has its own soccer league. Seasons run from August to May, in which each team plays every other team twice, once at home and once on the road. Games are divided into 2 45-minute halves, and when the game is over, the winner is awarded 3 points, the loser 0, and in the event of a tie, each team gets 1 point.
Alright, so August to May, I gotta remember that, August to May. And I did wonder too, when it was a tie, like how they split up points. So 3 points for a win, 0 for a loss, 1 on each for a tie. Got it.
After each team has played all the other teams twice, the team with the most points is crowned champion of the league. They get a big trophy, a parade, and the season is over. There are no playoffs. Sort of. But more on that in a minute. Before the books are closed on the season, there is still one small bit of housekeeping to be done. Number 2, relegation. We'll use the German League as an example. Every year, when the German League has concluded and the champion has been crowned, the 3 teams with the least amount of points are kicked out of the league. This process is known as relegation. The 3 vacant spots are subsequently filled by the top 3 teams from Germany's 2nd division. And unlike, say, baseball in the US, teams in the 2nd and subsequent divisions are not owned by teams in the top division. Imagine if the Pittsburgh Pirates or Oakland Raiders had to fight at the end of each season just to stay in the league. What if instead of coasting to the bottom for better draft picks, they were fighting to the bitter end to avoid the $40 million revenue loss that relegated teams suffer in the first year alone?
That would not go over well in America.
9 different teams have gone financially insolvent within 5 years of relegation. Okay.
Real quick, I wonder if is that part of the reason why you see so much sponsorship in a lot of these football leagues, the soccer leagues. Because I've always wondered too, it's always interested me. Like in American sports, you don't see a lot of advertisements or anything like that on jerseys or apparel. It's always the team. It's all about the team. But in like a lot of other sports, you see advertisements all over the jerseys. And part of me wonders if that's because they rely more on that source of income versus the income that just being the team itself generates. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Interesting enough, you're thinking. But what about that whole lack of playoffs part? Number 3. Each country also holds an elimination-style tournament, referred to as a cup. But instead of being held after the 9-month league is over, cup games are scheduled in between league games, normally in the middle of the week. One additional perk about the cup system is that teams from all levels, down to semi-professional and even some amateur teams, are invited to play. And if they do well, can progress, and occasionally even knock off a top team. So every year, these midweek elimination games continue until there are only 2 teams left, who play each other in the cup final. After 90 minutes, a cup champion is crowned, they get a trophy, and a parade. So, between the league and cup games, we get a great picture of who the best and worst teams in each country are. But wait a second, you ask. What would happen if the best teams from each country in Europe all got together and played each other? Good idea. Number 4. The resulting competition is called the UEFA Champions League. And it is without a doubt the single greatest club competition of any sport anywhere in the world, period. Think of the NCAA tournament, but with better quality of play, more than double the fan base, and quadruple the enthusiasm.
This sort of seems like March Madness all year.
Version of the NIT as well. So, through a complex and drawn-out process, teams from all over Europe compete just to qualify for this tournament. And starting each September, the top 32 teams are put into 8 groups of 4. Each team plays the other members of its group 2 times, once at home and once on the road. Come December,
Pretty
the
standard.
winner and runner-up from each group move on to the knockout round. And this is where club soccer is at its finest. Teams are paired up individually and again play one home and one away game, with the winner from each pair moving on to the next round until only 2 teams remain. The Champions League final is then held as a single game each year in May. And unless it's
one
the World
game,
Cup
huh?
year,
Just one?
this is the most important soccer game of the year. After 90 minutes, a champion is crowned, the trophy is awarded, parades commence, and all clubs go on break until the madness fires back up again in August.
Wow.
So, to review, number 1, each country has its own league.
Okay.
Number 2, the worst teams are kicked out of the league and replaced by the best teams from the next division down. Number 3, throughout the year, each country also holds a playoff-type tournament called a cup. And number 4, the UEFA Champions League is a tournament involving all of Europe and is the most important competition in all of club soccer.
Yeah, okay. All right, okay, that was very interesting. You know, a very short video. It was only about a 4-minute video, but definitely recapped and highlighted a lot of stuff. I learned a lot. I didn't know pretty much most of that. I had an idea that the Champions League was kind of the best of all the countries, the best teams. I didn't really know how it was structured. It seems to me, though, as an average American here and how we do our sports, it seems very chaotic, right? It seems like if you're playing the game of football and you're playing in 3 leagues at once. You know, you're playing in your league, and then you're playing for the cup, and then if you also made it into the Champions League, you're also playing in that. And I wonder how tuckered out you get. And then as a player, as an individual player, are you putting more of your efforts into certain leagues and to get, because obviously one's kind of rated higher than the other as far as what it means to the player and reputation and all that. But anyway, so more questions popped up after watching this, but I definitely did learn a lot. So I know a lot of you recommended this, so thank you so much for recommending something like this. It's a very easy way for me to understand some of the stuff. I appreciate it. If you guys did like this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you can stay tuned in on when I post my videos. I'll be having a Discord ready for us to all chit-chat in and make it a little bit easier, quicker communication for us to talk. And so stay tuned for that. I'll be having it posted in the description below here once it is ready. And but either way, thank you so much for being here. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace, love, and we'll see you later.